Hello, updated tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Renaissance Solo Ronin Edition with me, BlueAnkylo. We're going to get to the gameplay soon, but first, there's literally a live update happening on Final Fantasy Renaissance right now as I'm recording. By the time this video is uploaded, it's probably old news, but I want to show it off. I'm not playing with it because apparently there might be some bigger bugs that are caused by the patches. So I'm still on 2.2. But technically 2.2.1 is out. And I really wanted to mention. First, I don't know what Fast Blade is, but whatever. They made the Mithril Greatsword better. The top bug fix was something we saw. I didn't know it was a bug. I mean, I thought it was a bug. But I didn't, check if there was a bug report. Slow made it so you couldn't do damage. That's why we couldn't hurt Astos. But the samurai can unslow themselves, so we're probably doing the best solo run to have to deal with that. Sprites, no big deal. Bugs with auto retreat, auto retarget disabled. Battle errors. Look at this Osmo guy patching all this cool stuff. Just released this over Christmas and we're already getting fixes. Battle errors for the black belt. Battle errors with war mechs when you've got war mechs fighting a war mech inside a war mech. Soft locks if your war mech dies. It's a good thing my war mech never died. Weapon skill isn't giving me achievements. Tool magic doesn't consume a tool if it kills the last enemy. Oh man, that sounds like a perk. Stop consuming tools. We got enough tools. Ronin stops gaining TP sometimes. Oh, haven't seen that yet. But that's something we might run into. This is why I'm reading it. We might see it in this playthrough. So now you know why sometimes I'm not getting TP. Magitech armor, whatever. I never used that. Engineer magic breaks sometimes. Warmech does nothing in a certain battle. Fine. Lead character dies to sap. Hilarious. Decay status lingers. Sap, burn. None of those matter. They need to do 10 times as much damage. Super jump was nerfed. It needs to be unnerfed. It got nerfed too hard. Harps are missing in animation. Search. You can get some kind of visual glitch. Some items ended up in classic mode accidentally. That's easy. You put a little flag on a treasure chest to show up in Renaissance mode only and just missed it. Battle errors for rapid fire. Whatever. Enchant Dark doesn't work properly. Did it ever work properly? I'm not even sure what this does. This is one of those enchant magic doesn't work properly at all. What are you talking about? Howling Moon affecting your pets. That's fine. Reverberation gets cut off. That's one of our weapon skills. Anyway, that's it. I'm not using it until the patch of the patch comes out, but I just wanted to show it off quick. Alright, back to the game. So that explains the slow thing and maybe some TP tweaks. I'm glad to see the developer is working on it. It's still solo dev, right? I'm not... As much as I love to critique some of the balance and design choices, the programming side of things I have nothing but respect for. It is a ton of work, and there's a lot of people, there's a lot of eyes in the community on it, and a big popular release like this. So it must be a little anxiety-inducing. So last episode where we left off, we killed the Lich, got the canoe, as you may have noticed. And I left off with a question. Which dungeon would I do first? We have 3 choices. The right answer is ordeals. That's the first answer. The second answer usually would be Ice Cave, because Volcano doesn't get us much. There's not really any weapons or armor, and lighting the orb there doesn't really do us any good. So I would say old Ankylo in the past very rarely did a solo Volcano until promotion after we get the airship, basically, because it's just a waste of time in my mind. But now that I'm doing a lot of these runs, even more than I used to with all these new jobs, basically, if you have a class that can fairly easily farm Agamas and other Volcano monsters, the XP per minute is so much better than anything else you have access to. You can basically power level high enough to get through solo ice with far less hair pulling than normal. And I'm mostly dislike the Ice Cave hair pull, so I have a solution, sort of, to get around it, or at least a way of having less, like, a little bit of time in Volcano will save a lot of time in Ice, unless you're incredibly lucky. However, specifically the reason we're going here, we need a better armor. We have garbage armor as a Ronin. It's kind of unfortunate. I don't know why they can't use silver armor at least. It seems weird that we have worse armor than a red mage. But at least our weapon does a ton of damage. Anyway, there's a pretty easy gold bracelet in here, assuming we have a little bit of luck. Now, there are two... well, I guess it doesn't even matter which one. There are Ronin skills in both Volcano and Ice Cave for our final two skills. They're both not very good, though, so it doesn't really matter. And they're also an option. So whichever dungeon you go to first of those two, you could pick whichever of your final two skills you like. So it doesn't really matter the order you do that in. So I was thinking that doesn't really affect us. That was a crazy run with 0 encounters, by the way. We made it all the way to the final room, and I don't... Did we fight anything? There's like gargoyles or something? I didn't even notice. This is not needed, but I'll get it. Not needed. Not needed. That's what we wanted. So we get a decent armor upgrade. Now we're basically like silver armor-ish. I guess it's better than silver armor. Iron armor. Silver is like 18. No. Silver bracelet is 15. Silver armor is like 18, I think. Iron armor is 22. And then flame and ice armor is 34. And the opal bracelet's 34. But yeah, the gold is kind of one step below flame and ice armor. Which is fine. Assuming we don't immediately get burned to death by Rakshasa. But yeah, we had pretty bad luck in our marsh dive and our first earth dive. So, you know, if by some stray chance we get through here in our first try, that'd be cool. It's a couple big dragons. Didn't one-shot them. Okay, that would have easily one-shot them. As long as we get a turn, we're okay. Damage is good, but we could have been paralyzed. They have stun touch. So every time they hit us was a chance we died. But hey, there you go. One-shot ordeals with literally 0 slowdown. That was actually the fastest I've maybe ever done ordeals. Like, I'm not even kidding. We had the god run of basically almost no encounters at all, and the one we had was nothing, right? I mean, I didn't actually keep... I was talking about random stuff. I didn't keep a very good eye on it. But whatever we fought wasn't that bad, right? Nothing unrunnable, nothing with insta-death. The man-cats maybe could have killed me if I hadn't run away, I guess. That's fair. They could keep spamming tier 2 spells and we would have died, but we managed to escape that one at least. Okay, so, yeah, can't use the ice sword. Could heal staff, but not really worth my time. So no weapon upgrades, and I mean the Zeus's glove we can't equip, but at least we have lightning too if we want it for some reason. It is a sweeper, and I was kind of asking for a sweeper, so thank you. Because it's good here, right? If you want to fight Saws. This is not what we should be spending our time on, but if you're worried that you can't run away, hey, at least you know you're going to kill everything, right? I keep not remembering to switch back to my good sword. It's kind of annoying. Okay, we're gonna actually go by not ordeals. We're gonna go by Crescent because yes, like I'd mentioned, we're going to be doing Volcano for some levels, because you know what I don't want to do right now is push my luck, go to Ice, and then get mad again. I've been mad enough already at Marsh and Earth. So let's take it easy. Let's go somewhere totally chill. Alright, so the goal is maybe quick dive, fight the Ronin for a weapon skill or whatever it is, and then get out, save, go back in, kill a bunch of Agama, and then I didn't save there? What am I doing? You gotta remember that any random encounter can just be terrible in solo mode. I've been doing I think I've got kind of a streak of normal runs right now, and my muscle memory for solo has fallen off. So I'm not saving as much as I really should be. It's a bad habit. If you're playing solo or trying to be speedrunning at all, just use a tent all the time when you're traveling. It doesn't cost you hardly anything by now, and every time you get a dumb encounter, you just reset. Like, it's fine. Just reset. We're not getting enough XP for these random battles to really matter anyway, so just skip them. And it's much more reliable than trying to run away. So, anyway, yeah, that's... I mean, that's one I should have used the, whatchamacallit? The Zeus's glove on, maybe, but... To be fair, I do want some XP to get some more levels. Oh, man. What I don't want to do is take so much damage that I have to burn through my entire heal potion supply on the way to Volcano, but... So, so, okay, maybe this explains why I don't do this strategy very often when I'm recording. I think it might be a little bit of a shock for viewers for me to just constantly reset. Like, go to the menu, tent, reset, tent, reset, tent, reset. Like, I'm not sure that makes a better video. Although it might save some time in getting places. It's also more jarring, resetting constantly. Okay, is there anything worth looting on the armory, the first treasure floor? No. There's nothing in there that we can equip. Silver armor, giant sword, bunch of money. We don't even need the money. So we zoom through the fire floors. No encounters. Although I did get some confirmation that the game in Renaissance does something that NES does not, where it increments your step counter towards your next... Like, there's a count of how many steps you've taken, and once you get to a certain number of steps, you get an encounter. That's why it's always the same when you do a hard reset. The vanilla game does not increment it on fire tiles and all kinds of certain doorways and bottom of rooms and stuff. That's why speedrunners have a lot of specific pathing. So they are not incrementing the steps to the next encounter, which is standard. And that's one of the reasons why the fire is nice. 1 damage per step is probably less than a fight every 10 steps, you know? Just in general. So you use less heal potions. And you don't get stun locked. But... in Renaissance, it does increment the count, although you won't get an encounter on these tiles as soon as you step off of them. Like, if I just went back and forth left and right in the fire for, like, 50 steps or something, the first step off will always be a fight in Renaissance. And that's different than vanilla, the way I understand it. And someone did confirm that. So I wasn't just crazy, but very specific thing that maybe most people wouldn't notice. But okay, which one of these was somewhat useful? I feel like one was really bad and one was okay. I think efficiency means you start with up to 100 left over from the last fight if you had 100. And if intuition was make the next one cost 100 less or something like that. I think those are the two. I think starting the fight with 100 is more... Not every fight, but, you know, assuming I didn't use a skill, this is probably a better... a more useful thing here. Assuming we can beat this guy. Now we're on Ronin number 5. So we got 600 hit points. He's gonna Sekinoki, Chira, Juju, Sekinoki, Apex Arrow. Well, the good news is Apex Arrow's garbage, but, you know, we'll see how good it is for him. Certainly his damage is getting pretty high, so I gotta kill him quick, one way or the other. Hopefully I attack once and then kill him with momentum. Okay, so Sekinoki must... Is that the one where he dodged? Or... No. So, like, if he had used the dodge one, which maybe that is the one I mixed them up. my skill must have triggered because it would have missed and attacked again, and it halfway killed him in a single hit. So if that was his blink skill, we just destroyed him because we hit him anyway, which puts me ahead in the action economy. So he's dead. Yeah, not even close. Cool. And is that what we learned? That's not the one I wanted, if that's what I got. Oh no, so it's not the dodge one. It's still not a very good skill. That's not the one I wanted. Oh well. If we die on the way out, we can get the other one. There's not a lot in the volcano that can kill us, but there are jerk birds. Alright. Alright. I'm not gonna bother with perfect tile management here. Honestly, if the way Renaissance, if it works the way it says, dodging, it's slightly less beneficial to carefully walk on only lava tiles, because you're still going to get this fight on this tile anyway, you know? It's still better to only walk on lava, I think, technically, but it's not as big of a swing when it's incrementing the next fight anyway. Alright. Round 2. Void. Let's try intuition. Now, does this... Ah! Does it actually... So the skill you choose is the skill he gets, I think. Oh, it's this guy. Yeah. That's actually pretty cool. I do like... Again, the design aspect on the Ronin fights, like, the skills you get are barely worth it. Most of them. There's a couple that are really good. The first 2 are great, but after that, it's diminishing returns. But the way these guys are set up as little optional mini bosses is really good, and the way they change based on which skill you want and the order you fight them in, technically, if you want. Very cool. Okay, so that time he went to blink, I attacked, and my skill that is supposed to hit when you miss did nothing. So we didn't get any TP. Okay, now we nearly one-shot him, because, of course, that's what happens when you hit somebody. 450 damage out of 600 in one shot. And he only has Windblade, which we know is very dangerous when you have 100 hit points, but not when you have 400 hit points. Alright, so now we learned the other skill, which, yeah, I mean, it's a little better. I don't know. I'm not sure on a solo run that's going to be very useful, but it's more likely I use that than the other one. What's the... Is it a promotion skill, then? The one that you get to keep... Oh, no. No. There's another passive. Because, yeah, that means Volcano and Ice Cave are Third Eye and Sekinoki, which are active skills. There must be a trait that you just get on promotion that means you start the fight with 100. One of those times where maybe you should just have had something like that from the beginning, honestly. Being promotion locked on that, I'm not sure is... I've talked about that a lot, too. Promotion lock skills are a bit controversial for me. I think a lot of the time it's not adding much. It's kind of just limiting... Like, the Ronin is certainly strong enough. It's not a big deal. They don't need it. But, in a normal group, in a normal playstyle, this is not normal, you don't really get enough TP to use your techniques in a normal group very often. Being able to start every fight or second fight with 100 means you might use it on turn 1 sometimes, which means you'd actually be using your techniques a little bit in a normal group. And that would be better, I think, in terms of, like, balance, because I think we don't use them enough in a strong party. You just attack, you just kill stuff, right? It's fine. But you should be able and incentivized to use the cool mechanics of your class without having to basically waste turns to charge up, you know? At least that's my opinion. Well, sure, if you're gonna kill me early on. You know what? That's fine. Okay, so next step is Agama's get some levels, kill carry. we have unequipped our sword once again. Yeah, I really wish we had an option for that to just remember preferred equip or something like that. I don't know how you'd word it. It needs to be simple, but remember old equipped or something for fight rather than changing it. I think would be smart. I mean, it's convenient that it auto switches your weapon when you use the skills. Like, you don't have to... I was worried that I have to equip a bow to select the bow skill and then equip a sword to use the sword skill, right? Like, it is convenient that it auto switches when you use the skill. Like, that's fine. But maybe it doesn't have to switch. You know, maybe it just uses the skill if it's in your inventory and you stick with your original weapon, maybe? I don't know. Or at least you'd have the choice. Okay, so this is the usually good floor, but we can't actually equip the ice shield or the ice sword, or the flame shield and the ice sword, whatever. So we could pick them up and hold on. Well, we could pick the armor up and wait till we're promoted, but as soon as we're promoted, we can equip better stuff anyway if we look very far. So I'm not sure there's much value in that. At least not on a grind, because we're here to get levels. So the question is, does the Agama do enough damage to make this annoying, or are we good? And I think we're good. We might not one-shot the Agama yet, but we're probably not too far off. And let's see, 96, 14, so 5 levels. I think we want to get to level 25, assuming we can last long enough. It'll be a pretty major power boost. It shouldn't take too long. And it also gives us 10 more M defense. I mean, I don't even know if level 25 is enough for me to want to go to the Ice Cave, given that we've got a pretty awesome grind here. However, the grind will also be much faster after 25, because I think we'll start one-shotting them pretty regularly. Gotta use some heal potions, though. Can't dip too low. But yeah, we're doing good damage. 300, that's pretty solid. What you really don't want to do is spend a lot of time here grinding on Agamas and then get killed. So we want to make sure we've got enough heal potions and enough power to kill carry without any risk. Or enough to run out of the dungeon. But if you're running out, you're more likely to run into Perilous. I actually think it's generally safer to kill carry than to try to run all the way out. At least with most solos. I guess if you get 100 M defense on your black belt, then it doesn't really matter. Go wherever you want. But no, Squint wouldn't be beat by 100 M defense. That's the thing. Stun touch would be, but not the Squint. Squint isn't like crazy accurate. It's just on hit status is one of the... It's the most M defense reliant of the statuses, basically. I guess in theory, if you played vanilla due to some sort of weird bug, if the enemy... There's like... I forget how to explain it, but there's an associated element for enemy attacks to resist statuses, which is weird, because it's not very intuitive. But fire, for some reason, if you have fire resistance, I believe gives you stun protection from stun touch, or something like that. Another reason fighters are kind of cracked, because they're the only ones that can use those unpromoted. And once you've got them, you secretly have stun touch protection, I believe. I can't remember if it's fire shield or ice shield, but once you've got those, you actually are protected. But that's only in the NES, not in Renaissance, and it is a bug, I believe. It's kind of a weird interaction that probably most people don't even know about, unless you're reading guides of bugs. It's a rather technical thing, I suppose. What level are we? 22? Oh, well. Maybe we won't get all the way to 25, depends. We are one-shotting more, though. Hard to imagine any weapon skill use here would be viable. Basically, we want to kill it in one hit, so you want to attack. And if you don't kill it in one hit, you could use a skill, but your basic damage always seems to be good enough to kill it in 2 hits. I don't think we've ever failed to 2-shot it. So any weapon skill use would simply slow me down. So this is why starting with 100 TP might help, because at least then you'd have the option on turn 1 to use a skill if you thought it would help. But as it is, there's really no reason to ever use a skill against a singular enemy that you can kill in 2 hits. And I think there's very few enemies in the game that we can't, most of the time, kill in 2 hits. At this point, at least. And as we get higher levels and better weapons, it's only going to get more reliable to 1 or 2 shot enemies. I think level 25 will be a major breakthrough, honestly. But we might not have enough heal potions to get there. Yeah, our armor, not amazing. If we could one-shot them, this would be much, more efficient. It's still pretty darn good, though. There's really nothing to compare with this. Once you've got the airship, there's some other places that are pretty good and safer, because you can actually save your game. But, yeah, don't underestimate the Agamas. For anyone who can kill them fairly quickly, this is definitely maybe your pre-Ice Cave warm-up, Just warming up. I think... What do we need? 10 more? We could probably do it. It's just such a big bump getting that extra swing. I really hope we don't run out of heal potions, though. Like 9 more. Yeah, and I think the fighter would have fire resistance, right? So they'd be taking half or a quarter damage from the heat. Often 10 to 20 instead of 40. So less heal potions in general if you had fire protection. As well as the base armor being high enough. I think like with a fighter, you don't even need a lot of grinding with a solo fighter, but you could very easily, because you'd have an ice sword to destroy these things, and a flame shield, I think, by now. Which, yeah, pretty good. We'll be okay. 3 more, I think. Unless he starts critting for hundreds, I think we'll be alright. Maybe it was 4 more, but either way, we're basically there. $400 damage. And then, last but not least, 418 damage. Alright, there we go, boys and gals. 97% hit, 53 base damage. Absorbs a little bit behind. M defense could always be better. Let's fight 1 more, maybe 2 more, but just to show you the difference. It's not guaranteed we one-shot, but suddenly we're doing 220. And we also gain 50 more TP, which means much easier to get to 300 in 1 turn. For max skills on turn 2. Which is the goal. And yeah, we're able to one-shot them. We could continue grinding. I think this is, even if you want to keep going, this is a good point to take a break. Another point where the battle step tile was incrementing. In vanilla, it wouldn't have incremented while we were doing trap tiles. In Renaissance, it incremented while we were fighting trap tiles. Usually this would not have been an auto battle for sure. Like, it's possible, but not guaranteed. Anyway, let's just go zoom down to Carrie. I think she should be pretty safe. She could certainly hit us for a lot of damage. But she should be dead in like 2 turns. So I think we'll be okay. Come on, don't F it up. Okay. Make sure we've got the Falcata equipped. Attack. 160, not amazing. If she'd attacked us, I think we would be at 300 TP, but she fire two'd for 90 or 100, whatever. Attack again. Okay, we got her 300 damage. She's half dead. She's definitely dead after a momentum. No way about it. 30, 200, 600. Yeah, that last one would have one-shot her. Okay. And don't forget. Okay, good. Not really any danger there, I don't think. Proof that the momentum spear is still possibly my best weapon skill at this point. Is that 3rd attack really does a lot of damage. And technically, if you felt like it. I don't know why. If we'd taken second Noki, you could actually have done 4 of them. And if it continues to scale, the 4th one would do, I don't know, 800, 900, 1,000 damage. It's pointless. You'd waste a turn to set it up to do more, like double the boss's HP. Like, it'd be funny, but it's strictly inefficient, I think. Well, that only took like half an hour. Man, we crushed those 2 dungeons. Ordeals, easy, lucky, but thank you, game. And Volcano, usually not that dangerous. We did get squinted, but, you know. Other than the squinting, the Agama grind and the carry fight went out just flawless. Good, pretty happy. So the question for me is, do I go straight to ice? Or do I do one more Agama grind? Level 25 is not... We gained enough levels that we are certainly not behind the level curve. A mem defense sucks, though. And we have no elemental protection. We got no ice protection, no fire protection. Our absorb is on the lower ends. We got no real sweepers. I mean, lightning too, but nothing that is gonna kill the undead in one attack. There's no weapon skills that I've seen that are gonna do like AoE fire damage at this point in the game. Unless there's some weapons that the Samurai or Ronin can equip in the fire in Volcano. There's not much we can do in there that will help us, other than levels. Was that 16 level ups, level 41 to get 100 M defense? You know, every level makes it a little bit more likely to survive. Okay, here's my deal. I just showed you guys a bunch of Agama grinding. I'm not going to do 2 of those in one episode. We're going to spend the rest of this episode absolutely one-shotting Ice Cave. It's totally going to work. When it fails, in between episodes, I will gain some levels in the Volcano. It's clearly not particularly difficult to get to an arbitrary level. As we level up, it gets easier and easier. We will be one-shotting them quicker and quicker. It actually will speed up. Even though the XP per level goes up, we're going to kill them at some point in one hit reliably, and that will speed up our XP gain for a while, rather than taking 2 turns. And we won't need to use heal potions nearly as much because we won't be getting hit. We still get killed by odd eyes though, so that's not boding well for the mega stungeon, the stungeon of ill repute. Oh, okay, I'll tell you what. In my FF1 campaign, my D&D version of FF1 that I'm totally gonna do one day, can't stop me. If my players have been bothering me, like if they've not been, like, if they're like, you know the type, the murder hobos, the derailers, the I don't let the DM have any fun, the I'm gonna ignore your obvious plot hooks for my character and I'm gonna do my own thing. You know, I'm joking, but you know, if my players are giving me a hard time, Ice Cave is where I get my revenge, and I play it the way the NES FF. No longer do we play 5th edition rules. No. Oh, there's some cockatrice in there. Okay, you're dead. You're all turned to stone. But greater restoration. Can't cast it in battle. You gotta use a potion in the menu after you're done. Oh, you can't run away from Pisco demons. Nope. 7 of them showed up 3 steps into the dungeon. That's fair. I need to find out if we can even survive this fight reliably. It looks like it will be okay. It depends on the rolls on the glove, but killing one or... Oh, they're already running away. That's good. That's nice. They're not... I expect we're pretty close to morale breaking them, so they're not going to do it, you know, reliably or anything, but the fact that they can run definitely lessens the amount of damage we take. Okay, so these are all the chill fights that are slow, but not really a huge risk. Next floor is when it, you know, the heat turns on. Alright. I forget where the flower petals are in this one. Oh no, they're right on the way. Wait, maybe we try to do that. Well, we're probably dead here, but maybe we try to get our skill today and then just run out rather than try to carry forward. Yeah, you only have to survive the square room twice. Which obviously we immediately got stun locked, so sure, it's not free. But it's a much shorter route to go kill the Ronin, assumedly, and then just walk away, than to kill the Ronin and try to do the full floater circle. The floater loop. I guess we don't get a turn. Oh, my Discord on the side window. Osmo is typing an update as we play. Maybe he has patched 2.2.1 to 2.2.1.1 or whatever they decide to go with. But I'm not a huge fan of live testing during a recording a Let's Play. You know, hot fixes. You know, it's pretty easy for a hot fix to break some stuff that will be patched soon enough. You know. Not sure if it's better to focus on the Frost Giant or the Frost Wolves. We don't have ice protection, so the Frost Breath will hit pretty hard. But the Frost Giant does a lot of damage too, so I don't know. I guess if you reliably one-shot the Frost Giant, he's probably the better first target, but... Oh... At least they only hit you once each. It's not as bad. Okay, he's fixed 2.2.1. It may have been updated. But I'm not gonna be the one experimenting live. That's for someone else. Okay, let's get our last skill, maybe. Sekinoki. So actually, we've basically fought this guy before, funnily enough. So we fought the 5th Ronin with the skills that we are fighting now. The only difference is he gets 200 hit points and 10 more base damage. And 15 more absorb. So he's definitely stronger. But, so are we, a little. Actually, we did a grind. We're a fair bit strong. Chiri Jirui? I don't know, I didn't do enough. Alright, I should be powered up. Let's go. Momentum. I mean, the hard part is getting out of here. Yeah, actually, he almost got me. But yeah, we do enough damage in one momentum chain to kill him. So that should be not particularly difficult to win reliably. The question is, can I get out? Oops, wrong way. Taking extra steps for no good reason. No! No! Fail to run! Instant stun! No fun! There is no sun. We're getting well done. Yeah. And our armor sucks, so we get chewed. Like, we don't have a lot of time to recuperate. Yeah. I know we just recovered, but it's the first fight. I'm having a hard enough time just getting to this little mini boss and getting out. I'm not sure if I want to do the whole ice at this level. You know, it's nothing about the Ronin. It's just my patience for banging my head against stun and fail to run. Fail to fun. No fun run. We're done. Get some. Unless I missed an item that could help me in Volcano, there's nothing we can do besides levels now. And getting this skill doesn't really help me at all. I just figured that's a simpler objective than trying to get all the way to the eye and out on the first attempt. Trance. Dodging the death touch, though, that's neat. Why do I play this game? Okay, we escaped. Oh, we're seeing all the bad stuff today. All the bad stuff. Second. So we charge him up a lot because he had his meditate on. But we charge up enough that I think this just wins. Yeah. 1,300 damage. Is this the best weapon skill? Once we get promoted, it's going to easily do 4 attacks, right? No! Damn you, keep gamepad! I tapped it once and it decided to tap it twice. Oh, it was a preemptive strike. We had a free run. No. Oh, come on. Please. Please, game. You gotta be kidding me. We had a free escape. That's all on user input. I can't really blame anyone but myself, but I'm just gonna say it's the weird lag on button delay or something, because most of the time I don't flub those inputs. Doesn't happen a lot, and I think it's just the muscle memory is pretty tight because I do it a lot, and when the game lags just a tiny bit, or the controller drops the input or something like that, it just throws the rhythm off, and no take backsies, now you're dead. I mean, there wasn't a guarantee we would have escaped at that point, but it was looking pretty close. Huh. Alright. That was preemptive, right? We do get a lot of preemptives against... I feel like for some reason the cockatrice and mummies, we surprise them a lot, which is... I would rather surprise these ones, you know? I mean, the cockatrice are bad enough, but it's the 3-hit paralyzed guys that are the worst. Maybe. No. I guess I'm going to be doing some grinding between episodes. I could just go back to the volcano right now and get a couple levels or 10, but I wanted to also, you know, the science-y part of me is like I want to give it a try at a somewhat normal level, because maybe this will be the one. And it's always a nice pat on the back when you manage to do something at a fairly low level and buck the trend of the terrible ice. You know, it has happened a few times where you come in here at a surprisingly low level and just zoom right through. It's not impossible. Definitely, Zeus's glove makes this fight safer. I mean, a couple more levels they'll be running away somewhat reliably, but that'll be next time if I don't get lucky here. Terrible. The 4th attack paralyzed us, and we were 7th out of 10 or something like that. So it's like the turn order is so important on that. You need to go first or soon and actually successfully run away. If you go last, you know, if there's like 9 enemies and you go 10th, I mean, I'm dodging a lot of stuns, right? And then I failed to run. Like, we went that whole round. That's 6 plus 6. I think that was 12 attacks we either dodged or resisted the stun, which is pretty good. Like, that's lucky. But then we failed to run. So then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then done. You know, we've dodged and we've recovered paralysis. Like, sometimes surprisingly high luck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're free. So you can get away, but most of the time you die. Although, as always, you know, 10 more magic defense might make that a little bit more likely. And there's always that. They just suck your brain out and kill you. Well. I know this fight I should probably be using the Zeus's glove, but it's just, it doesn't matter. Getting the XP, winning the fight, only to die a step later, it's like, it's faster just to try to run, right? Like, if you run, you keep going. If you fail to run, you might die, but the Zeus's glove gives us a higher chance to win, but I wouldn't want to do that unless, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It is better, I wonder what the odds of the Zeus's glove killing a Geist is. I don't usually try to Lightning 2 these kinds of groups down, but if our run chance is bad enough, it's base 60, so 60 to 120. Assuming they don't resist lightning. They do not. Yeah, so they need to pass a M defense check to get half, or they're definitely dead from Lightning 2. Now, I don't know what the odds of them passing the resistance is, and if they do, they probably survive it, because it'll be 30 to 60, and they probably survive 1. What are the other ones called? I always forget the names. The green-looking things. Specters, they call them, I think. They're even weaker. Yeah, both of those are probably Lightning 2-able. The images are maybe a little stronger. Yeah, more M defense. I would say pretty low odds of getting one-shot by Lightning 2. But not impossible. But these are the guys that aren't so bad because they only hit you once. And then the Wraiths are you're not going to be killing like that. I mean, I guess technically you can. You can roll enough to one-shot them, but I would say the odds of Lightning 2 killing one of them is pretty low on it. Like, two Lightning 2s, decent. 1, no. I very rarely use that as my strategy down here, but maybe I should readjust, right? Like, the biggest problem are Spectres and Geists with their 3 hits per turn. If we could, let's say you could guarantee get rid of them all, as long as you had 1 turn. You're not always going to get it, but you're definitely not running away for sure. And if you definitely could kill them, like the 3 hitting monsters, the chance of getting a second turn to finish off the images is actually pretty high. So you never need a run chance, you just need turn order twice, effectively, without being stun locked. Still very far from a guarantee. I would need to know my exact run percent to really say if that's better or worse. Because running away immediately is always the optimal outcome. Unless you have a sweeper that kills everything. But we do not. There's no way we can guaranteed kill this whole group instantly. This fight is like one of the safer ones. I could probably swing and win. But let's just do some science. We killed half of them. At that point, it's very hard for them to stun lock us with 1 hit only. And then we attack, kill 1. Sure, we get stunned, but, you know, we get a chance to recover for every time they get 1 attack to paralyze. That's not the problem usually. Once there's just 1 or 2 images left, that's not. See, that's the thing. If I can thin the herd down to just a couple images, maybe that's better than failing to run and definitely dying. I'll have to reconsider some of my decisions. We got crit right off the bat. We might be dead. We need turn order and we're okay. Good turn order. 69, 350, 760. Yeah, there's no world he lives through that, I don't think. I've never seen a triple, whatever that's called. A triple momentum not deal, like, over 1,000 damage total, right? Like, so Wraiths are the tankier of them. There's almost no way we kill one in a single attack. But 2 is fairly likely. And if we fail to run, we just get... They will chew us down, even if we don't get stunned, pretty fast. So we need to dodge the stun. Yeah, we've got 0 kills. I think that's probably pretty average. But the second use, assuming we failed that first run, we would be in the same position, except the enemies wouldn't be half dead. Now, if we get a second turn, which we don't, wouldn't have changed anything. This is like, if we failed 1 run, we would be just same exact spot, which happens all the time. But if we'd succeeded on that 1 run, which we did have a chance, we would be out. And seeing as we only ever got 1 turn, the run was the only way we survived that fight. That's why I usually default to running, because there's lots of times where that's the only way you live. You get 1 turn if you're lucky, and either you run away or you're dead. So if you can't kill everything, you should probably try to run. You can't run from wizards, of course. So that means with Wraiths, you probably still have to just try to run for it. But I'm thinking the mixed group of images, Geists, and Spectres, maybe I should test out the Lightning 2 strat. If it does reliably kill the 3-hit stun lockers, and there's not any Wraiths to, like, delete me, with damage, basically. Images don't do too much damage. Maybe that's a better strat for, you know, the less lucky characters, basically. And lower armor and stuff. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Here we go again. Paralyzed before we got a turn. Yeah, and they only get 1 hit. So this is the one where, you know, in theory, if they don't kill you too quickly, you certainly have a chance to recover and run. But they hit... Yeah. It's a lot better if you have, like, ice armor or something. Just... Why do I have to deal with 8 packs on the first... Well, we got a few more minutes before we hit the hour mark. I thought this would be the easy part. Like, sure, I could probably get this weapon skill without too much trouble. I think the truth is, if I can't even get the weapon skill and get out alive, the chances of me making away the floater right now are unfortunately tiny. So we're definitely going to be getting some levels between the episodes. I'm going to do a little grind, I think. I mean, sometimes you just run away. It's totally easy, right? But, like, I'm sure we can kill the eye. That's not my worry too much. Yeah, that fight seems pretty solid. I'm sure the odds are not completely against us here. We only need, like, 2 encounters-ish that aren't terrible, and we're out. Okay, 1, 2-ish. We got Preemptive Strike. Now, there might be 1 more, but that was the 2 bad encounters. And on this floor, there shouldn't be too much that can kill us. Can kill us, but shouldn't, you know. You can still get stoned, but there aren't mages or the stun dead packs on this floor, right? I don't believe. So, thankfully, before we end the episode, I get a chance to get out with my skill, at least. Which was what I thought would be the easy part. This one could kill me. The odds are fairly low. Fairly low is not 0. Why? Finally dodged the stun dead. Jerkbird gets. I even had the Lightning 2 queued up. If I'd gotten a turn, there was no risk of running. We almost always one-shot the bird with Lightning 2. It's not... They're too low HP to survive it, and they don't resist it or anything, so... I mean, there's so many of them. You run or you're dead. Like, even if I Lightning 2'd, I might have killed a couple images. It wouldn't have changed anything. It's also easier just to default to run. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to do any extra menuing. Given we're just going to die anyway, the menuing is just wasting more time. I think we're going to give up on ice. Well, I've got 4 minutes left, maybe. Maybe. Terrible damage there, too. I think because the item magic isn't boosted by your intelligence at all, in Renaissance, it's a bit hard. Like, if you're only using spellcasters normally, it's easy to forget how weak the base spells are in the vanilla game. Because we're getting kind of used to Lightning 2 hitting, you know, on the high end a lot, given your intelligence buffs. And that's not true when you're using the item spells. So as much as it's 60 to 120, the accuracy is fairly low, and the enemies are resisting it a lot. So when you're seeing those 40s on Lightning 2, that's not because they naturally resist it. That's just because they are rolling their saving throw with their M defense, and that's having it. And that's something that, like, black mages don't have to worry about very often. Not in Renaissance. Well. Okay. Maybe? No. I'm so glad they didn't decide to insta-kill me until I had a turn, and then they decided, okay, never mind. We just wanted to slap you around for a couple points of damage until we decided, no. If you're trying to run away, actually, you're dead. The sad thing is getting the skill out doesn't even help me, really. This is just to get it done, because it's an easy, like, starter task for this dungeon. Easy. Comparatively. I don't think we would have even made it to the eye once yet. Like, for the distance you have to travel, I don't even think we would have barely made it around the drop down, let alone through the force trap tile on the bottom, and then back up to the eye. Like, I don't think we would have even made it that far yet for all the attempts we've made. Just given how poor my luck has been so far. We burned it up in ordeals and maybe a little bit in Volcano. I don't know. Burned it up in Volcano, sure. I mean, we get halfway most of the time. I don't think we've lost this fight yet. I mean, don't ruin my streak, but the fact that he uses Sekinoki and it basically forces us to win kind of proves how bad that skill is. Every time he uses that, we win. So, yeah, bad skill. Even when the enemy uses it, it's a waste of time. I don't know. My running is garbage. I could kill one per hit. Especially if I equip the right weapon. Should techniques have priority to go first in battle? Like, as a default? I don't know, we're dead. There's no way we get out of this. Do we even get a turn? You get one turn. I got 1 kill out of 9. That's terrible. I could have run away. But now we're committed. Try again. I got 2 turns. That's 2 chances to run. However, 2 lightning 2s did kill basically everything. So, if you think your chance to escape after 2 tries is low enough, I don't know, 50% or lower, maybe you should just do lightning 2s instead. Because then you are probably safe after 2 turns, rather than... Like, let's say your chance to run was like 20%. The chance to escape on 2 20% is pretty tiny, but you definitely survive if you lightning 2'd instead. And how many run attempts at 20% would it take to reliably get away? 3 rounds, 4 rounds? You're not going to survive that long. Like, you're going to get stun locked eventually. Not again. Not again. We're done. We are done. We are out. I quit. Solo challenge is over. Forever. Never again.